If you haven't yet hit consistent 10K months, this video is going to make it so much easier for you to get there and build from there. I'm going to share with you the exact kind of content that you need to make that will position your authority, grow your email list, and sell your offers. Now, there's three types of content, but only one of them is the sweet spot. So let's dive right in. The first kind of content is lifestyle content. This is your day-to-day life, your behind the scenes. It's you working out, going for a walk. It's you posting the flowers that you buy for yourself every week or that your partner buys for you every week. It's your matcha mornings. It's everything that you might be doing throughout the day that you decide this is a fun moment or it's something I'm going to share with my audience. Now, the problem with sharing this kind of content consistently is that you believe you're building connection, but people don't really care about your behind the scenes day-to-day life until you have given them a reason to care first. Now, the reason that they will care is because of your authority content. This is the second type of content. Authority content is a demonstration of your ability to help your audience achieve a result or get their desired outcome that they are looking for. This is how you are demonstrating to them that you can help them, you can service them. You might be talking about the process you're taking people through, the payoff that they're going to have after working with you. You are letting them know, hey, I see you, I understand you, I get you. I've serviced people like this before. I was this person. And you are just showcasing to people that you have the ability to help them. Now, this is not to be confused with educational style content where you've got a whole textbook in your brain about the industry you're in and you're taking that out and making it content. That's not what I'm talking about. I actually have another video. I'm going to link it either in the description box or at the end of this video, but it is the 7-step process to content creation that positions your authority because you want to give your audience mini breakthroughs every time they read your words or listen to your voice. You don't want to sound like a textbook. You want to give that feeling of a breakthrough every time they hear you or discover you online. So this is not to be confused with you trying to tell them everything you know. This is all about building a connection. And in that video, my 7-step process video, I cover that more in detail. But authority style content lets people know you can help them. It gives them a reason to care about you because you've already serviced them. So this actually leads me into the sweet spot of content, which is the hybrid content. This is a blend of your lifestyle and your authority. This is your ability to make a connection with your lifestyle and your day to day with your message. Now, this is so important because this means that you're not just posting you going for a walk. That walk is connected to something about your message. So, for example, I love to either post my workouts on Instagram or I like to post a workout selfie. It just depends on how much time I have. And so, anytime I post a workout or I post a workout selfie, there is some kind of message tie-in. It's either about my faith or something that I am meditating on. I might have some kind of a scripture verse, or I'm drawing a parallel to business and I'm giving some kind of a reflection. But what I'm doing is I'm keeping the audience interested in the fact that I work out and I like to lift heavy weights and I'm only 5 feet tall and I'm like 115 pounds. And so people are often seeing the weights and they're like, how much weight is that? How much do you weigh? And they're asking me because they're like, you're such a small person. And I always find it so funny. So it just goes to show you that people are interested, but they're watching because there's also another message that is underneath just me working out. And so it's always tied into something. So people look forward to the things I have to say. They'll look forward to the things you have to say because it always is tied in. So it could be a scripture verse. It could be something that a client said. It could be something that I've discovered upon that is just even more crystal clear, but it's a takeaway. It's a nugget. It's not just people looking at you for the sake of looking at you. Now, when you are a coach, an expert, or a thought leader, this is the kind of content that's so essential because it's going to create an emotional pull. Your matcha morning is not just here, look at my pretty matcha. I'm saying matcha because I love matcha. I don't drink coffee. But it's so fascinating to me when people just post a matcha and I'm like, okay, I'm like tapping through. But when they are telling a story behind it or giving some kind of a reflection, it's so much more entertaining. And now I'm not saying that we can't ever just post a matcha and it be a matcha. But what I am saying is we want to use up the real estate appropriately. So we are being positioned in the marketplace and we are drawing a connection, a parallel. So a matcha morning becomes what you reflected on that morning. It becomes a business lesson, a fitness lesson, a life lesson, a relationship lesson, a message from God lesson. It becomes something more than just a matcha morning. And again, I'm not saying that you can't do that. I'm just saying this is about being positioned. We have so much lifestyle content, but we're not demonstrating our leadership. And this is why hybrid is so good is because your lifestyle content now is bridged with your leadership and your authority. So you've got these micro messages always happening in between your day to day. And now, if you're somebody who is heavy on the lifestyle content, or maybe you're heavy on the authority content, but you're like, maybe it's not the right kind of authority content and I'm sounding more like a textbook, make sure you join my upcoming challenge, the Content Authority Blueprint Challenge, because I'm going to be teaching you how to create your signature framework. It will take your ideas and solutions that are in your head, floating around without any direction, and create structure to them, because your content needs to have structure, because sales is also a structure. And so we turn your content into a system, and it makes it very easy for you now to know if this is lifestyle content, authority content, or if you're in that sweet spot of hybrid. So I will post that down below. Make sure you click the link to check out the Content Authority Blueprint Challenge. And so, I really find it so fascinating when we are looking online and we're seeing people posting the lifestyle content. A lot of coaches, experts, and thought leaders tend to want to post like that. And you think you're building connection, but you're just kind of making people go, okay, I don't really care. So you want to make sure that you are staying in this sweet spot. Now, there is also a time and place. Let's say you have a new offer that you are wanting to launch, that you are more heavy on the authority style content, because what you're doing in that moment is you are building demand. You are building demand for the problem that you solve. You are being known for something in the marketplace. And so you are going to take more time on your authority style content. Whenever I am about to launch something new, or I'm opening up the cart for some kind of enrollment into one of my offers, I will be very heavy on the authority style content, because what I'm doing is I'm taking up market share in people's minds about the problem that I'm solving. And then I will have these tidbits, maybe 10 to 15% of my lifestyle hybrid content. But for the most part, my feed posts on Instagram is all about my authority, all about the thing that I'm good at helping you figure out and solve and the goal. And then inside of my stories, it's a little bit of both. I don't just only show lifestyle stuff. It is always staying in the sweet spot. And I have found that this not only builds the authority, but it makes people feel like they really know you. Now, when it comes to a platform like this here on YouTube, this is why telling stories is so important, because I'm not telling a story just for the purpose of you getting to know me. I'm telling a story for the purpose of you having a clearer picture in your mind for you to solve that problem, for you to have your own aha, for you to have your own breakthrough moment. So when I share about working out, or I share about how I used to have a stutter, when I share about being in network marketing, like when I share these bits and pieces of my life, it's so that you can now have your own aha moment about where you are in your life. There might be some resonance with my story with where you are. And that's the whole point. It's not to say, look at me. It's actually to help you discover where you are on your journey and have your own breakthrough. It's through my story. I don't want you to see me for whatever you think you're seeing me for. It's more so for you to have the breakthrough. And we got to remember that. Oftentimes, when we're posting content on social medias, primarily on Instagram, it's like, I'm posting this for you to see me. I'm posting this for you to look at me. But the truth is, our audience wants to see themselves. They want to see themselves winning. They want to see their own breakthrough happening. And it's through this hybrid content that now they're able to see themselves, because what you're demonstrating through that is your leadership. You are giving them a new position. I just imagine this like a coin. And let's say this is the coin right here. There's the heads, then there's the tails. And then there's also an aerial view. There's a top-down view, and that top-down view looks like a half a circle. And so part of our content gets to position how people are viewing the problem that they have. And so if you're wrapping it around a workout, a walk, maybe you're journaling mornings, maybe you're reading the Bible, maybe you are playing with your kids, you've got a date night with your spouse, whatever it might be, it's like, here's a reflection moment while I was on my date night, while I was playing with my kids. And it doesn't mean you got to post it right then and there. It means you capture the moment, you reflect on it, and then you can post it later. But this is all about resonance. We don't want to always be relatable because relatable can kind of put us in that friend zone where people think that we're too much of friends and they kind of lose this authority. And it's not to say that you're out here dominating people. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is that your authority in your expertise is positioned. But if we're too relatable, then we get this like friend zone. Now there's a way to share about this, and this is why the leadership in that hybrid is so important, is because you are building the connection. It's our ability to build the connection that maintains our leadership, that positions our authority, and makes people go, I want to buy from this person because they're learning about you while still having their own problem solved as well. So I really want you to think about what is the kind of content that you've been making. Or have you been making a lot of lifestyle content? Have you been making a lot of authority content? Or are you somewhere in the middle? Are you not even sure what kind of content you're really making? You're like, I wonder what I'm making because maybe it doesn't fit one of these buckets. So then the question is, well, then are you really being resonant with your audience? Drop in the comments and let me know what kind of content you've been making. Where have you been positioning yourself in the marketplace? We got to understand that we have an expertise and that expertise needs to be positioned so that people can see it. We're not trying to make ourselves an authority because we already are an authority. As long as you're an expert and you're able to really help people and solve a problem, we are not trying to make ourselves an authority through content. We are simply connecting the dots for people to be able to see themselves in your content and go, ooh, this is really resonating. So it's so important for you to share these stories. It's important for you to give these behind the scenes moments. It's like opening up the curtain and letting people to really see you, but letting people see you through the lens of here is how you can now take what I've done or take what I've gone through, take my pain, take a part of my journey, and now apply it to your life. Because if it's not applicable to the person, then you not only lose resonance, you lose relevance because it's not applicable to them. It's nothing that they can deploy or act upon in their life. And it's so important to have a framework, which is why I'm doing the Content Authority Blueprint Challenge. It's important to have a framework because without a framework, then you don't create anything for your people to focus on. When you go on vacation and you take a picture, you come home, you put that in a frame. Why? Because you want to focus on that moment. It was a special moment. You want to focus on it. So a framework helps to give your audience focus on what you want them to look at. And what you want them to look at is how they are going to now see their problem in a different way, see themselves as being able to overcome that and create whatever success or achievement that they're looking for, and being able to do that with you because you're the one that created that frame. You're the one that created that focus for them. So if you haven't yet, drop in the comments, let me know what kind of content you have been creating. And if you haven't joined the challenge, make sure that you do so. It is the Content Authority Blueprint Challenge. I trust this video blesses you and serves you, and I will see you in another one. Bye for now.